What do you think of Cyrax? I don't think of Cyrax. I don't. The Cyrax I think about is the robust urban garlic flavor.
DSP is back, everybody, with his third stream of Suikoden II, the shaky playthrough, where he once again is struggling to hit the goal to nobody's surprise. Let's see what's happening with Philip.
So guys, listen, when I come back, we're going to have 90 minutes. So an hour and a half left on the stream. There's still ample time to hit the goal, but we've been at 69 the whole gameplay portion of this stream. Can we please get some support for classic RPGs? If you like these and you're enjoying the playthrough, please support. We need to hit our goals every stream if we're going to do DSP Tries It this week, okay? So please, let's get some more support while I'm gone. When I come back, 90 more minutes of Suikoden 2. I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah, so while DSP has been live playing the game for about 90 minutes, nobody's been supporting. It's almost like they hate the gameplay but love the podcast. Go figure. Maybe it's because DSP actually talks when they're doing a podcast. I don't know. But he's got 90 minutes to make an extra 80 or DSP Tries It is going to be in big trouble.
Does this guy have any kind of self-awareness or intelligent thought in his head?
All right, thank you, Philip, for the commentary on Philip. I will take it from here.
So, oh, this is better than the Suikoden 2 playthrough. Well, then why are you here? Like, if you don't like classic JRPGs, I get it. They're not for everyone. Like, they're definitely from a different era. They're slow-paced, right? But why would you come to a stream where you know this is the content and then complain about it? That actually baffles me.
It's because they like a certain idiotic streamer and want to see him play games regardless.
Okay, I'm here till 4 p.m. or later, all right? Thank you guys for being here for Suikoden 2 HD. Please support the stream. We're at 69 bucks to support. The goal is 150. We want to get to 23 out of 30, excuse me, so we can do DSP Tries It this week. So please support if you haven't yet. Everything appreciated. Can we get a sub? Can we get a super chat? Can we get a tip? Maybe some members, a member bomb to help out the fellow viewer would be amazing. All right, please support, and let's get it going. Okay, cool.
You heard him, folks. It is time to open up your wallets, and I'm not going to spoil it, but one of those things that DSP mentioned is going to come up in the future, even though because he listed all the ways to support him in excruciating detail, because that's what Philip always does. I think he likes filling the dead air with that, because it's like, oh, I can go 2 minutes just telling you what kind of ways you can give me money.
So guys, we have about a half an hour left. We're going to keep going. Thanks for hanging out on stream again. Half an hour left. Please, if we can get some support, even a little bit, a small contribution will get the momentum going towards the goal. Please, let's hit the goal. Let's go. Who's gonna support classic JRPGs?
Yeah, you know Phil's desperate for contributions when he's asking for smaller amounts. The problem with smaller amounts, Phil, is you don't get a lot of them because you don't encourage a lot of people to donate. You're just holding out for that big whale tip, that juicy red pink super chat that nobody is going to waste their time giving you $5 because it is worthless unless a whale comes in to hit the goal. That's what you're not thinking here. The small contributions matter, but you devalue them constantly by having extremely large goals that are reliant on whales being extremely generous.
Almighty says, when was the last time you contributed to someone else's content? I'm genuinely curious. I do. There's certain people whose content I watch and I have contributed. I'm not going to say who because then people obviously would harass them, you know, my detractors. But there's people who I watch, there's people who I listen to, and I do contribute. Because you should. If you like someone's content, you should contribute, whether that's a membership or a sub, whether every once in a while you do some kind of a donation, you know, whatever it may be, you should. Here you go. And right now, actively, I'm doing it with a few different content creators, but I'm never going to tell you who. Okay.
Yeah, we all know DSP is an active paying membership for Rich Tomorrow. I'm sure he's given Review Tech USA thousands of dollars. No, DSP, we know you're all full of it. You're spending it all on a Sweaty Men JPEG mobile game. This is just another way to you to slyly convince your fans to give you money today. You're a freeloader if you watch Phil's stream and don't give him money. How dare you? That's how he's acting.
See, then you have toxic losers over on Kick. He doesn't contribute to anyone. Yeah, I do, stupid. I contribute to a lot to people who I like and content that I appreciate, and you should too.
So I ended up not uploading this video yet, so I found an addendum. The people on Twitter found out that DSP gives cups of coffees to like a horror live streamer or something. I don't know, horror games, I think. I really haven't looked into it, but he is not a big whale like Only Iced Coffee. He is a cup of coffee, $5 support here and then kind of guy, which Phil does not like from his regular viewers. He wants them to be 20 plus every stream kind of guy. So shout out to Derek of Coomland for digging this up. Yeah, no way. We would be seeing YouTube payments on the bank leaks, but we don't. We see Apple Pay and Scopely, things like that. And it's always $109.99. You're not dropping $110.99 super chats, Phil. You just aren't. So I can say this for certain. DSPgaming does not support robust urban garlic content, but he may be a mega whale for Review Tech USA. Phil is also the Derek of the Kino Casino chat, and he thinks that is donating.
Just like I donate to things behind the scenes. I don't tell anyone what I'm donating to for charity because that's my business and not yours. And that's how it should be.
Yep, Phil is donating hundreds of dollars a month to Total Wine. So that's how it should be. You should gift DSP a ton of subs and then leave immediately. Don't take credit for that. Just give Phil all the money right now.
Not everything in life should be a big public spectacle for people to talk about and get credit for it and celebrate. It should just be, you just do nice. Get it?
For only $50 a stream, you could do a nice thing and help this wealthy eBegging guy live a luxurious lifestyle in his condo. Think about it. That's only $600 a week.
I think that's been lost. This whole era of content creation. Oh, well, if I'm gonna do something good, I gotta get credit for it and I gotta be praised for it. No, you should just do nice things.
Yeah, Only Iced Coffee. You should just start sending Phil blank checks in the mail and Phil will write the correct amount that you owe him for watching his live streams. Let's just do it like that. You don't even get credit on the stream anymore for giving Phil money. That's how it should be according to Phil. And of course, Phil is completely ignoring the irony that his streams are all the public spectacle about whether he gets money or not. He is a circus, a one-man circus. And he's gonna pretend that he's not.
Anyway. Let's see here. I got a $2 tip.
Come on, only $2. You gotta reach into your pocket and give Phil a $2.20.
Thanks, we're up to 104 now, everyone. Let's get going. Let's hit that goal. Euthanasia just did a $5 super chat. Says, thanks for the great content as always. Please ignore trolls. They're just being toxic and they don't want to ruin the stream. Right. Oh, they're never gonna ruin the stream. Thanks a lot. We're at 109 now. 41 away from the goal with a half an hour to go. Come on, guys, let's hit it. All right.
Yeah, the trolls never ruin the stream. The stream is only ruined to Phil when his viewers don't give him enough money.
It's about consistency. You know, why do you think I'm here after 17 years of doing it? Because I work my butt off and I do consistent content. So people come back and watch what I'm doing. Doesn't even matter if they like it. They just hang out, right?
Yeah, he's right. It doesn't matter that if they like it or not. What matters is that he begs so much that they fall for it hook, line, and sinker every single time. He is just a never-ending circus of content.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just received 20 gifted memberships from NDO 103. NDO, thank you so very, very much. 20 members. A ginormous member bomb. That's $60 of support, everybody, to $168 of support, which means it is indeed true that for today's Suikoden II HD stream, we have hit our goal, that people are actually supporting classics. You have to keep in mind something, all right? Previously, before this year, okay, no exaggeration, before 2025.
When he says that, you know he's going to exaggerate, absolutely.
I've wanted to do variety content like games like this. And sometimes I have. And every single time that I have, the support was just not there. People
just from the top of my head, I know that statement is an absolute lie. In 2022, he did Bassmaster Pro, and that was a playthrough that consistently hit goals and was very successful, and DSP just canned it because he decided that he wanted to play fall games instead. So DSP is full of it right here.
Complain, oh, why are you playing old games? What is this? And so for a very long time, I was stuck, all right? Quite frankly, having to play older or newer games. I had to play newer games.
And guess what? His audience is pretty much the same. So what does that mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just not the games. Maybe it's Phil. Like, I think what's happening is that your tactics have just become more slimy, that they've become an all-encompassing goal instead of just a single stream playthrough, because who really cares about these games? Or maybe, you know, Only Iced Coffee is on a binge of classic games that he wants to see Phil play right now. Like, I'm sure most of you know more than I do, but there's been a ton of retro playthroughs that DSP has done throughout the years. This isn't an unbelievable exception that is occurring right now. This is just Phil being Phil and making stuff up to tell his fans, hey, great job, you gave me money, keep that up.
If I didn't play newer games, I couldn't get an audience. All right?
Phil, your audience is less than it's ever been. So you're not getting an audience for this. Your whales are just spending the money on it.
And that's why it was always, oh, Phil always has to play the hot new game. Why? I don't get it. It would be better if he played indie games. It would be better if he played classic games.
Let's see. Indie games that you've wage quit this year. Dave the Diver, Cast and Chill, Tony Hawk Premiere Stream flopped, RoboCop Expansion, that was another flop. So there's tons of games sprinkled in there that do not do well. Suikoden seems more like an exception than the rule. And we know absolutely why the second stream of this playthrough hit 2 goals. It wasn't because people love it, it's because Only Iced Coffee responded to your whale call and decided to give hundreds of dollars to you so you could do DSP tries at that particular day. That's all it was.
But this year has been so different. This year, like I said, it doesn't matter what I'm playing. I could be playing a driving sim, Minecraft, a classic JRPG, a first-person shooter, a fighting game, right? Anything. People still show up and support.
And not even 3 hours later, DSP decides to wage quit Minecraft. So there's obviously a hole in his argument right there. Like, if he was treating Suikoden 2 like he has with other playthroughs, it would have been done the first stream because it didn't hit the goal. And that's the flaw with Phil's way of thinking, because he's going to constantly fail because he's setting himself up for failure. When you raise your goals so high and you demand that your fans hit the goal or you will shelve the game, you will have to shelve a lot of games because you aren't growing, you're contracting.
And because of that, things are much better now, are they not? Like, I can play these games at length and not have to worry that, oh no, this is the stream where I make nothing. And now I have to hope that I have other better streams that can off-put it. I don't have to worry about that stuff, man.
And that is another lie, because on his daily wrap for this same day, DSP is complaining to his fans that he won't be able to do DSP Tries It because Donkey Kong Bonanza is on for 2 streams, and he's like, we're not going to hit the goal on either of those. So there's much pignosis going on here, much nonsense, because Phil is just making stuff up. What is it, Phil? You either can be okay with goals not being hit constantly, or you're whining about goals not being hit constantly because you really need it. And don't use DSP Tries It as an excuse. You know you can do DSP tries at any time. It's a non-timed goal, but you forcefully press it. And that means you are desperate for the money.
So thank you. Seriously, thank you for that. Let's keep it going. Let's keep that positivity rolling, and then we can do whatever we want, right?
Yeah, give the pig his extra slop and he will be happy.
7 p.m. Pacific time for Minecraft. Tonight, we're going to be
quitting the game because I didn't get as much money as I want. Here's a thought that just popped into my head as I'm ending this video. What if DSP is only doing these chill games, as he calls it, because he knows his audience has contracted so much because of the Kino arc and, you know, just attrition because he never grows his audience? That he's like, okay, we'll just play these games because the whales will pay for it regardless. So in the past, he had more people donating. So he's like, okay, I got to keep their attention with hype AAA games. But now that he's lost those whales because he admitted to playing WWE champions, he's like, oh, well, why don't we just do these random games that I want to play and see if my whales will support it and they will stick? Which sounds like a good theory to me, because if you even look a few years back, his Elden Ring playthroughs, thousands of views each video. Now, most of it was people laughing at him, but he does not get that viewership today. Not at all. He's struggling to get 500 views a video. So I think Phil is descending to a point point where it's just going to be the whales and barely anybody else because they've either moved it on or they are on raw Phil tracking Phil's movements. Phil's real fans are getting smaller and smaller as the years go by because his peak was like 14 years ago. Let's be real. He's been coasting off of that and resting on his laurels ever since then. So what he really is doing at this point is just begging, and the begging has been keeping him afloat successfully for years. So it doesn't really matter what games he plays. Not now. What only matters to him is if Only As Coffee comes in or somebody else and dumps a ton of money. That's the point. He doesn't care about views. He only cares about money. His streams could have 10 concurrent viewers. As long as he gets $150, he's happy. And we were seeing that depreciation happening before the casino arc, where there were times in his streams there was like only 7 active chatters. Phil's audience was falling off. The casino arc hid that because it gave him a brief bump, which Phil incorrectly thought was a resurgence in popularity, but it was really Kino Casino telling their supporters to go throw money at him. And Phil bought it hook, line, and sinker. And now that they're all gone and DSP got snaked and exposed as a lying scammer who admitted to playing WWE champions and wailing out on it for years, while he was simultaneously begging for groceries and bills being paid and stuff like that, where some of his fans got a disgusted taste in their mouth and decided, yeah, I'm done with this guy. I'll just watch another gameplay streamer. What's the difference? They're more entertaining and positive and not complaining about money every 5 seconds anyway, so might as well watch them. That's the crossroads where DSP is right now. He's just saying his numbers are better than they've ever been because they may be artificially higher, but he's getting less out of it. PayPal is what, 40 cents for a contribution? Super chats are 30% off. So if he gets $100 from somebody, that's 70 in YouTube. So you see why Phil never accepted super chats? So really, it may be a 150 goal, but it's really 105. That's why DSP is trying to get his fans to accept the double goal, because the double goal means double the money. And I want to pull an example from the end of Phil's era on Twitch. He moved his tips goal to $200. So that tells you, combined with his tip income and the Twitch, support system, he was expecting like $2,400 a week. If you multiply that by 52 weeks in a year, because Phil rarely takes off, and the days he takes off, you can just offset with the marathons. That's about $125,000 a year. So right now, I do not think Phil is getting that amount of support. I don't think he's getting like a third of that or a half of that, but I think he's probably getting like 75 to 80% of that. So I think we're in a low point for him because he's losing viewership, he's losing people. The whales may still be there, but not as many whales, and you're getting less $2 and $5 super chats and things like that. Less small support, like the base that you're supposed to have. Like before the Argentinian membership collapse, you had anywhere from 500 to over 1,000 gifted memberships a month. And now you may be trying to offset that with kick subs, but it's just not the same. Like there's no way he's going to convince his whales to give him 1,000 gifted kick subs in 1 month. He just doesn't have that kind of reach anymore. And I think that's where we will end our discussion today. Thank you all for continuing to enjoy and watch these silly little videos that I put up. It really keeps me going, and I will see you all next time with another 220 commentary vid.
I think you're seeing a small change. Yeah. Music's great.